Hey guys, coming to you from the car today because I was in the car and decided to do a quick video. So, another thing too today, or another topic that seems to come up with people when I talk about keto or about myself with keto. One of the things I do is something called an egg fast. Egg fast, it sounds crazy. It's hard to believe that it really works, honestly, and but it really will. You can shed a ton of weight with an egg fast. So if you, you know, are looking to do like a quick, say 7-8 pound drop right away, just to get yourself mentally kind of back in the game. Maybe you're stalled. Maybe it's taking longer than you thought to get to a certain point. The egg fast really is a really effective way to have a quick fat burn. I'll give you the rundown basics. I mean, essentially, just Google keto egg fast, but essentially, it's minimum. You have to eat at least 5 or 6 eggs a day. I think it's 5. It might be 6. I have to look it up again. I always do 6. You have to have at least one egg within 30 minutes of waking up, and you can't eat anything within 4 hours of going to bed. So it's about planning your day. This is a really, and you can have a certain amount of cheese with it. So many ounces of cheese per egg per meal. You can mix any type of fats in with it. So butter or I guess cream cheese if you want to. That seems kind of gross, but maybe you'd like it. Heavy whipping cream works, but you got to be careful. It's actually got some carbs in it. Any kind of dairy has carbs because of lactase. Most of us don't know what that is. I didn't know really what it meant for a long time until I sort of got keto and researched it. So dairy products are dangerous because they have lactates in them, and lactates are essentially sugars. They're just milk sugars. So yeah, dairy products are dangerous. Heavy whipping cream, though, is usually okay if you keep it light and limited. You're much better off with cream, but that's hard to find. Butter is always butter's your friend. Butter is your friend on keto, period. So yeah, anyway, egg fast is a really simple, really fast way to get some weight off. Make sure you put the fat in there, though. That's a whole other video I want to have about healthy fats and how to use healthy fats, how to make sure you actually use fat, because we've been trained so long throughout our lives to believe that fat is the enemy and we can't have any fat in our diet. And that's where keto's hard at first, because it seems like, holy shit, that can't make sense. How can I possibly put all that fat in my diet? It's unhealthy. Well, it's about the type of fat, which I'm going to do a video on that too real soon. The types of fats are the difference, right? Nobody is telling you that eating trans fats or saturated fats are a good idea. They're not. They're a terrible idea. Don't eat that shit. It's bad for you. It screws your system up. It's not good. It's artificial. Okay, when we talk about fats and keto, we're talking about, I'm actually kind of blending two videos together, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish up with it, and I'll go back to the egg fast. But since I'm already in this topic now, the fats, what you eat, really important. Butter, as I said, huge issue, huge thing you need to deal with. My mustache looking all weird. So have to put butter in your diet. Has to be constantly put in your diet. It's a big thing. It's a really good, healthy fat. Cottage cheese people use all the time. I don't like cottage cheese, so I don't use it much. Great option. Heavy whipping cream, which I mentioned before, is a decent option. Olive oil. Olive oil is a huge benefactor for getting good, healthy fats into your system. No vegetable oil. Don't touch that shit. Don't touch margarine or vegetable oil. That stuff is poison. I don't give a shit if those companies want to come and sue me. I don't care. That stuff is poison. Sugars, honestly, truly are poison to your system. They really are. Just, do a little bit of research and understand that. Again, I know I'm not a doctor. I'm telling you, sugar is so unhealthy for you. I don't care what kind of sugar it is. We don't need it. You'll hear people say, oh, you gotta have sugar to survive. No, you don't. You do not need it. Okay, it is not necessary. You don't need carbohydrates either. They are a quick energy source. They're not your only energy source. Obviously, anything you take into your body is an energy source. So whether it be fat, protein, or carbs, which are the three base, things you're going to take in your system, carbohydrates are the most unproductive. It's a quick bang, burn, it's gone. And now you're tired again. And now you're hungry again. So anyway, back to fats. Fats. So again, we want good, healthy, real fats. We want things that are made from real food, right? That's the key. Not something produced in a factory to make it last for 50 years, right? If you have food on your shelf or in your refrigerator that is like in its natural form is supposed to last like, say, 5 days in the refrigerator, but now it can last for a month in the refrigerator, you probably shouldn't eat that. I mean, I'm guilty. I eat a lot of processed meats, which is kind of a no-no. Works for me. So, like I said, I'm kind of more dirty keto, lazy keto kind of in there. But the fats are a big thing. You've got to take them in. If you don't, you'll never... MCT oil, I didn't even mention it. And there's a lot of ways to get MCT oil, and there's a lot of MCT oils that are horrific. Sometimes it's trial and error. I'm going to help you out with one, though. I'm going to say right now, the Slim Fast MCT oil, it's in a white powder with like a burgundy label. Looks like Slim Fast label. That stuff's pretty decent. It's what I use. So it's the best I've found so far. It's completely flavorless, no odor of any kind. And trust me, man, I paid really good money for one, and I'm not even going to tell you where I bought it because it'd be shitty because it's a local company. And I'm telling you, it smelled like diesel fuel when I opened it, and it made everything taste like that too. We tried to light it on fire because we literally thought it was some kind of petroleum-based shit. It was awful. And I paid a ton of money for that stuff, and it was shit. So, but the Slim Fast MCT oil is great. And the great thing about MCT oil is you can kind of mix it into almost anything you're cooking. So it's a really easy way to get good fats into your system. And MCT oil does a whole lot of other things too, besides it's coconut based. And anything, I'm gonna yarn on you, anything coconut, as long as it's pure coconut, also has MCT oil and good healthy fats, right? So nuts are okay for your healthy fats. Be careful though, because they do have carbs in them too. I tend to stay more with the pecans, occasionally cashews. Peanuts are a no, because most people don't know, peanuts are a bean. That's right, they're not a nut, they're a legume, they're a bean, and they're full of carbohydrates. Peanut butter, same way. You gotta be really careful with peanut butter. You're better off with other nut butters, like, and almonds, of course, or, that's like the keto candy. So anyway, fats from all of those things are good. So just remember, we're dealing with natural fats here, not trans fats, not hydrogenated anything, any of that shit. Vegetable oils of any kind, as a rule, are a no. Again, like I said, olive oil, it improves the flavor of everything anyway. It does burn a little faster, though, so be careful when you're cooking. It has a way lower smoke point than vegetable oil. Lard. Use lard. Go buy lard. You can still actually buy lard in the store. It still exists. You can still buy it. You cook bacon, keep your fat, like your grandma used to do, in a jar on the stove. It can last for several days at least, if not longer. That's, by the way, a kind of an argument in the keto community, whether you should or should not use rendered animal fat. But normally it has very little to do with the dieting or the health of it, and more to do with, because there are a lot of vegan keto people, which is weird to me. I don't understand it. Have at it. If it works for you, go. Perfect. I just get confused on how they get enough fat, but that's, whatever, that's me. I can understand a vegetarian or a pescatarian pulling it off. Also high-fat fish. I skipped that, but high-fat fish, and obviously you get fats from meats, that's common sense. But a lot of fish, just a small amount of research, you can find a lot of fish has a ton of fat in it, and makes it, a really good option. I mean, I'm not a huge fish guy. I eat some fish, don't love fish. And most of the fish I do like isn't very keto. It's generally really low in fat and high in protein, and that's a whole other thing. Egg fast. Make sure you put a fat in it. Whatever fat you want to put in it. I don't care, but it's got to be a fat. You got to put it in it. If you don't, it's not going to work as well. you're going to struggle. You'll lose way less weight if you don't put the fat in. MCT oil works really well in an egg fast. Scramble a bunch of eggs or, fry your eggs in the MCT oil. It actually works. I've done it. Any of that works really well. Get yourself an egg poacher ring. You can make the poached eggs just like the ones from McDonald's. That's killer. I'm not a fan of hard-boiled eggs. I've learned to eat them. I like them better now. But I've even made a mustard and egg salad. Boil some eggs, chop it up, just do mustard and maybe a little other spices for an egg salad. Works really well. Mustard is a great option for us. It's completely no carb, no fat, no calorie, no everything. I mean, mustard is like magic. So that's all I got for the day. Just remember, keep your fats up. Make sure they're natural fats. See you later. Bye.